I am petitioning for justice. I need justice. And I need justice with the person in this life who created the character called comparison, because they need to explain to me thoroughly in a court of law why, or in a court of life, why they decided to create a character that will do nothing but terrorize my life. I need to know who created what we call comparison. That this one is better than this one is worse than this one, because they have successfully made sure they have made a person of me, of myself, that I don't even understand. Every day I look at myself, this could have been better, that one could have been better. I'm like, guys. Anyway, hello everyone, my name is Marlene and welcome to the second episode of Do and Decompress, where we are handling a very big enemy to our sanity these days called comparison. That you are not able to live your life at this point without comparing yourself. And the repercussions of that is not something that we need to explain to each other that this is what happens, this is what doesn't happen. No. Listen, story time. I watched a video a couple of days ago. I think like 2 days ago. It's probably like 72 or 48 hours ago. Of a girl in my home country, Kenya, who is 19 years old. And her content, or whatever she had posted in that moment, was about how difficult her day was as she was rushing up and down through the city, through the corridors of Nairobi city, trying to find the best person, I think, to make her dress for her bride price, her ceremony, her dowry ceremony. And you know, when you're just scrolling through, I think I found it on TikTok, when you're just scrolling through, you're like, maybe I didn't hear it right, or you rewind the video to just make sure you heard things right. And I did what every other normal person in this life does. You ran to the comment section just because I was like, So her finding a tailor wasn't the problem. The problem is, number one, she said she was 19 years old, and what she was having a very hard time with was finding the right tailor, because she's a girl of a rich man. What does that mean? That the man she's getting married to is rich. So she has to meet that standard. So this is 25-year-old me who is still struggling to know, what am I gonna make for dinner? Guys, that is the epitome of my problems right now. Like, what am I gonna eat? You know, will I make it to the gym tomorrow? Am I just gonna sleep in? Or where am I gonna find the job of my dreams? Or, you know, those are the kind of things that I am dealing with at the moment. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being married at 19. But the reactions I saw in the comment section, and even what was going through my mind, I was like, did I get the wrong memo in this life? Because clearly there's a problem. And I'm like, She's 19. She's having her hairstyle. She looks pretty. She's walking up and down in Nairobi. I'm like, guys, I could not even walk up and down Nairobi until I was like 22. Otherwise, I would never take myself there. I was like 22, 23. I was almost finishing campus. And I could not get myself to Nairobi city. Fine, I get it. I know I'm a last born. Yes, I accept it. But then, the reality is, no. Am I walking in someone else's life? Or did I miss the memo? So that just reflects one of the things in life that makes me wonder, am I doing life right? So I'm sure majority of you, even you who's watching this, has probably gotten to a moment where you're scrolling through social media, whether you're doing it for work reasons, or you're doing it for doom scrolling, or you're doing it for whatever reason, or you're looking for something. And you get to a point, 20 minutes into scrolling, you're like, am I doing this life right? You know? Am I doing, like, what am I missing? In which direction are people praying facing so that I can reach and pull through this life? You know? And it occurred to me that we have slowly and gradually farmed ourselves right into the pits of comparison being the best measure of how our lives are doing. Now, if you are a person who right now who's your comparison in life is maybe Elon Musk or those big moguls of the world, for me, my biggest comparison is my age mates. I have age mates who are driving, who have opened companies, who are getting married, who are, what else is a big deal? Who are showing up in big places. And it has always been a thing. I'm like, I want to be this person, you know? And I try to put in effort towards becoming that person. But also, days and times, seasons and sunshine is going up, is rising in the east every day and setting in the west, counting for hours that I still haven't achieved what I want. And that translates into I am failing or I'm doing something wrong. So you go and dive into a new loophole of life called consuming content of how to make your life right. Now listen. I knew there was a problem with me when I was completely envious of someone I knew, someone whose videos I was watching on TikTok. That tells you, yes, I have developed a bad habit of scrolling through TikTok and I'm trying to stop. But I knew there was a problem when this friend of mine, well, she's not really a friend, but we know each other. She's an acquaintance. We've been in some similar spaces. She was posting a very nice picture. I was envious. I was like, oh, wow, nice house, nice words. And then I was like, wait a minute. I recognize this place. I recognize these stairs. I recognize this balcony. It's no. This is a hall somewhere that I have been. Okay. And then in that moment it hit me, wait. What makes you think that every glam you have seen in every other post up there that you have been scrolling through is people who have figured things out? As a matter of fact, even the world most established people are comparing themselves. Think about it. Someone wakes up and says, so and so has a better collection of vehicles than I do. Someone else says, no, so and so has a better model of a house than I do. After all, the richest person isn't the person with the biggest mansion. The person with the best cloth brand or deal, or what is it called? The way you line up those clothes, the best clothes lineup. There isn't the person with the best version of a body to dress in those clothes. So it's scattered. It's all over, where everyone is trying to achieve what they don't have. Now, funny thing is, even scripturally, there are situations that I have encountered where people or characters in scripture struggle with their current moments. I don't want to dive into that because I know I'm going to have a full episode very soon describing specific scriptural instances that we need to learn more than one lesson. But here's my point. I have met exactly one person, and believe me, I have met a lot of people in life, but I have only dealt with exactly one like this pencil, one like a stick, one person who has straight out, hands down, said to me that, Marlene, I am extremely happy with where my life is. Like, I wouldn't do life any other way, and I am not looking for anything else. He said, I have the girl of my dreams. I'm happy with the girl I have right now. I'm happy with my job. I'm happy with the life I'm living. And the guy is not even living in his own house. He's living in an apartment. He's like, I am happy. I am happy and content with where I am in this life. I have met exactly one. And that person is not even a family member. He's not, is someone I just met recently. And then I stayed long enough to observe this guy's lifestyle. I was like, this is someone who has found the secret to happiness. Because I have never had anyone say that I am completely contented with everything that I have right now. And you would think that, because he's a doctor or maybe has achieved a PhD, then he's happy with his academic journey. He's like, no, I'm not looking for any more school. And even if I decide to do it, it's going to be because my heart has felt maybe I want to do it, but it has no absolute impact in my life. So that tells you this person isn't even in the doctorate levels. But where he is like, I'm happy with where I am, and I can do this cycle of life that I have now for the rest of my breathing life. So I observed his patterns. So guy has a car, but almost never uses it to go to work. He's like, no, I need to put in my steps for the day. So I wake up, put in my steps, get to work, and then come back. If he needs to use the bus to get back to his house, maybe he's tired, we'll get the bus and come back to his house, make dinner, sit down, eat dinner while watching his favorite show, maybe 1 or 2 episodes, and then he's going to disappear into his room and take a book and read himself to sleep. And that is his life. He's like, I'm not looking for anything else. I'm good. And I'm like, wow. I don't know how many times I've said I'm like, but that tells you how jammed my brain is right now with that experience. I was like, this guy's living in simplicity. This person has achieved what everybody is looking for in this life, which is absolute comfort. That contentment, even if to some people it might look like settling for less, that contentment, believe you me, has become a new goal for me. So am I going to sit here and tell you not to compare yourself, my friend? If you don't want to compare yourself, don't be in spaces where there is comparison. And also realize every single person in this life is dealing with a specific magnitude of demons that they have to deal with, a specific magnitude of chaos they have to deal with in their lives, in their minds. And you trying to be that person, or even manifesting to be that person, isn't gonna beat it. So stop. You're threatening yourself. You're putting yourself through a rabbit hole that nobody can take you out of, and you'll still not get the satisfaction of what you're looking for. When you achieve one thing, you're always looking towards the next. What you can do now is start writing bit by bit the things that you're achieving little by little, and then when you're comparing yourself in the future, begin by comparing yourself to your past. See the milestones you've made. First of all, start by being grateful about those milestones. And then before you compare yourself, you will realize that you're just doing life like everybody else. And those people that you compare yourself to a lot, go ask them the magnitude of craziness they are dealing with. So, it is a tough life, but you know what? We live it anyway, and the best thing you can do is live it according to your own manual. Don't use somebody else's, okay? That's it. For second episode, we always say do and decompress. We say think less, do more, to decompress often, and remember, Jesus loves you. Until my next video, bye bye.